Okay, let's jump right into it. So, title. We're going to check out JayKay18's lighted Bluetooth speaker. So, let's go over some of the things, and I have some updates because I have been busy probing around. So, let's go over briefly over the list. So, of course, the number one thing was the brain dead unicorn. So for those who are, infrequent viewers, dead info globe, it's brain dead, it spins up, no display. So I have another one. Just have to do an arm swap, and change over the backup battery system into the new to him unicorn info globe. Haven't looked into the dead answering machine. It has a little bit of a blip. If you power it up just right, I would expect that is probably capacitors. So we'll open that up in the future and check that out. The multicolor LED base clock, with which I have added a battery to. So what he's referring to is this little guy had a video on putting a backup battery on here for instead of using AA cells and stuff like that. So two things we're going to be doing with this is having instead of having the clock display like that, not illuminated, we're going to retrofit this so that the light is always on. It's a bit bright, probably dim it down a little bit so it makes the LEDs last a little longer in this thing for the backlight. And in there are RGB LED lights that are pretty much just a fixed color, except for the fading in and out of colors and stuff like that. That's really the only animated part of it. So what Jay wants is something that's more like green color. So my thoughts were, and probably what will go in it, is this little device here. So we got LED strip here. So got a controller that I figure I would be able to fit in here. So something common for these RGBs is this little tiny controller, USB powered. Just like, it's pretty small. Should be able to fit either inside the battery compartment, or there might be a little room on the inside. So we're gonna hopefully put that in. And this is an RF remote control, and you're gonna have a clicker, so you'll be able to screw with it if you want to, or just leave it alone and let it do its thing. So we'll put it up on power here and just have it do its thing here while we're screwing around with the Bluetooth speaker here. So a lot of wire. It'll have to be all custom made and stuff like that. So I got high density LEDs, so should be able to get a couple in there. So I figure so what's in there now is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pixels. So if I line this up with the edge of that, we're going to go from 5 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 pixels. So we'll see how it goes when I get that open and install it. So you want it so every time it's plugged in, or plugged in all the time, it automatically comes on. So by default, this controller does come on automatically. So we'll let that run up here for a little while. Let's see, where are you? Should be able to see that. Do its wacky things. Things are falling on the floor. Okay. Okay, so that's that. So that's what I figure I put into that thing. Should be nice enough. He wanted originally for me to do one of the microcontroller things with the coding and stuff like that. I just don't have the time for that silliness. So something that's simple, that does its thing, it's going to be the way to go. Okay, so that's that. So haven't touched the emergency clock crank radio. Of course, number 5 here is this little wacky thing. So the complaint was doesn't run while plugged in. Used to. Just hoping the battery inside went bad, making the rest of it go nuts. So we'll see about that. And if it did work, it only lasts about an hour or so. The 1980 Radio Shack realistic strobe light that was in Jay's childhood life and still exists today. As far as I know, I did do a little probing in that thing. There is power in it. There is power at the lamp, about 170 volts. My best guess, and I threw the parts canning at it by ordering some parts, is the trigger transformer is not firing, so it doesn't fire. So hopefully the new parts for that will make that work again. Haven't touched the light organ. And then the Billy Man light organ kit, haven't touched that yet. Of course, the 18650 batteries, I got a plethora of them here. And our last note on the list is the little fuse. Jay knows what that is. The 1.2 kilovolt metal oxide varistor radio, blah, blah, blah. I had a bunch of crap in Mauser that's been sitting in the basket. So luckily Mauser had the part that you need, and they are on their way. So hopefully that works out for you. Get your bug zapper working. So, did a little probing and probbing on this thing. I tried to pry it apart to see if I could just pop the top off. So, just a tiny little bit of pry damage. But, there's screws on the bottom, which I kind of suspected, but it is what it is. So what? It is on the back of it, so you're not really going to notice it. So let's open this up and see what its problem is. So more than likely it's just the battery that is gone bad, and probably something like this. This thing relies on the battery, kind of like a capacitor, so it can't get enough power to run itself. So we'll see. We'll see what kind of battery is in it. So we'll check out the guts of this thing and see what it's doing. So we'll get any kind of screws that are going to fall out of this thing so we don't lose them. I know you're going to come out. Let's see. Does this magnet got any power in it? Probably not. They're probably not even magnetized. Oh yeah, they're magnetized. So scrape a little bit more of this rubber. Should fall right out now. You're going to come out one way or another. Little fucker. It's not magnetized. Nothing worse than losing these little screws, because you'll never find them again. Okay, so now we'll just open this up. Hopefully it opens up easy. Without wrecking anything. Because when you open these things, you got to be careful that there's no wires getting in the way that might come unplugged or get ripped out. So let's see what we got in there. We got 1, 2, 3 plugs. And a cylindrical cell, so that's probably an 18650. We'll reach in there and unplug that. We'll unplug this one. And then this little guy here, which is probably for the lights. Okay, then we got a little tether wire, probably an antenna. So there's our little setup here. So let's see, that was 3.7 volts, so that is the battery. This one says SP, so that's probably the speaker, because the speaker's on top. And then we got our little, probably our little RGB setup. So, with that, we got our cell here. So let's see, that looks like a plug. So if that's an 18650, I think I have one here. Something similar. So let's plug this in. First we'll make sure that the contacts are the same. So they are wired together and the same. So we'll plug this in. We'll see if it has any life. So when I first played with this in the first live stream there, it would not power up on its own, and it kind of sort of powered up being plugged in. Probably gotta have everything else plugged in. Let's see here. Probably needs to have a complete circuit here. So let's take this battery out. Well, that's not even the right plug anyway. Plug it in this one. So we'll take that out. Make a little room. There's our speaker wire. $2,500 milliamp hours. Okay. So we'll plug our speaker in. Get you out of the way. You going like this. Could have made the wires just a little bit longer. But this was never intended to be repaired. No. Get in there. There we go. Then we got this little doohy. Make sure it plugs are in. Right direction. Come on. There we go. Okay, now we'll see if it powers up. Haha! We got life! Well, I'll be dipped. That's all it was? It's just a freaking battery? Well, that's a simple fix. So it does more than it did. We got our time. So that's cool. Yeah, the little light's on too. So, what kind of Bluetooth system is this thing got? S300? Is that what this thing is? Hot damn! Well, I'll be dipped. It works. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. What's that song I got? Ben Sound? Library. Well, I'll be dipped. Okay. Probably get flagged on that. So that's cool. So all we need to do is put a battery in it. That's flipping cool. Lights work. So all we got to do is put a battery in it. That's cool. We can make that happen. That's freaking cool. Get another magnet so we don't lose these screws. Go there. So we will retrofit this thing to a new battery. See what kind of real shitty cell they got in here. $2,500, $2,500. Well, at least they didn't lie about the capacity of the battery. So that's all we gotta do is just put a new cell in. got that, we got that. So what we gotta do is just take this BMS, put a new one on. I mean, take that one. Yeah, there's a little bit of corrosion here. So probably leaked out a little bit. It probably short-circuited itself internally. So that's not uncommon for these things. So, well, pop that off. Pop that off. That's the positive, so I'll put that upward. And we will say goodbye, Mr. 18650. And we will go over to the battery section and get the new battery. And of course, Jay did comment that he needs a set of 6. So over in the Horde, we'll get some batteries. Box. Drew blood. So we got a box of batteries here. This was for a project that I never intend on making because it was for a super power bank I was going to make. So we got brand new cells. Fire hazard, not for vape, never install, carry, handle, blah, 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 INR 1860, 35E. So we're going up in the world. So 2500 milliamp to 3500 milliamp. So this little bugger should last a long time. And here's a set of 6. Well, there's more than 6. So I got plenty of batteries. So with that, we'll get our battery welder out. So since that's thin, see if I can find my weak sauce battery welder. Should be in here somewhere. There it is. My Shakir battery welder. Should have enough ass to do that. Because it doesn't really have the ass to do the real metal strip for this thing. So, do you still got life in you? How do you turn you on? I forgot how to turn it on. Is there a switch on here? I forgot how to use it. Might be dead. Oh, there it is. Oh, we're almost dead. Damn it. Hopefully it's got enough ass to do a couple of welds. Have to charge that. Because I did for those who don't know, I bought one of these things and the first one blew up. And they were going to send me a board to fix this one, but in the end, they sent me a whole brand new unit. So I haven't used it really since getting it. So I'm gonna set it for power. I'm gonna turn the power down. So it goes up to 99. So let's try 50. It's got 112 welds on it, so I must have used it for something. Okay. should have enough to go all the way to the bottom. Okay. So the hard part is getting it to stay there. So I need a piece of tape. Need a piece of tape. Where's the tape? Of course, I can't find any when I want it. Where is all that captain tape I had? Where are you? Here you come. Okay, so we'll weld this sucker back on. I think that was a little weak sauce. Turn the power up a little bit. Let's try about 80. That was a little weak sauce. Because you don't want to turn the power up too much because you'll actually burn the nickel right off the thing. Okay, that takes care of that. Now we'll do the bottom one. Okay, this should be welded on there. Shut you down and put you on charge because we don't want to ruin the battery inside by keeping it dead. So let you charge. Stand up. Okay. So that takes care of that. So we'll put these little things on. And we'll put our little cover back on. I don't have this heat shrink. Okay, I'll just put the battery back in, and that should be it for this little project. So here's our little bugger. So we'll unplug everything again. Unplug that. Is there enough room I can just work without it? No, I gotta unplug it because that thing went through that other piece. I'll put the battery in. I think this was on one side and this was on the other side. So let's see. That was the back. Of course, I don't think it matters with this thing. That went like that. So the plug is on that side. So we'll put this like that. Put this little kippy on. So you went like this. You went like that. You went like this. Put that back on. Put the screws back in. Don't need that. Okay, so it takes care of that. So that's the speaker. Plug you in. Then we got the power. Then we got this little guy. Okay. Comes to life. Already connected. Looks like we got a successful repair. The lights on. So now we gotta cram all that in there. sure we don't pinch any wires. What do you get hung up on? There we go. It's alive! It's alive! I'll be dipped. Simple battery. That's common for these things, especially the battery goes bad. It fools the charging circuit, so it tries its best to do something, and in the end it says, nope, you're done. So it's one of them, this has got one of them circuits where it needs that battery to be in good shape for it to even power up. Okay. So I guess this is the little touch button that can make it do all kinds of weird things. So that works. That's cool. So it says, of course, you got to set the time, and our final test here is to see if it still plays and to see if the charging circuit is good. So, check our charger. See if you got life. Charging at 1/2 amp. Little indicators flashing. So we got to win. We got to win, folks, on one. For those who are watching the replay, had 4 viewers, and they only stayed for about 30 seconds, which is absolute bullshit. Guess that's not your thing. And for those who, especially the new viewers, I know this is always a YouTube problem. So many new viewers and you don't subscribe. It's just pathetic for a little content creator that, you know, tries so hard to do something on this friggin' channel. Very little reward. What's this thing? Oh, I don't know what that is. So, charging that thing for a little while. Got that thing running. So that'll be your RGB setup. Doing all kinds of weird things over there. So that should be satisfactory. Changes colors, does its thing. This thing is charging, this thing's working. So now you got your little Bluetooth speaker back. And I guess that's it for this particular live stream. How long have we been running? 43 minutes, so that's a pretty good repair video. Like I said, I did a not really diagnostic, but kind of a hunch, and Jay had his hunch. Bad battery made the whole thing go wonky, and he was right. So you got a brand new 3,500 milliamp hour battery in it, so it's an upgrade to the 2,500. Put that where it belongs. In the trash. Oh no, don't put lithium batteries in the trash. Oh my god, I call it a garbage truck fire. Yep, maybe. Not that one though. That thing's dead in a doornail. So, I guess we'll call it a live stream. Clicker. And we'll end it here for this current live stream. So, until next time, we'll see you on the next one. So, take care.